Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carissa and this is Rissa Explains It All. Not going to even talk about the fact that this is my third time filming this, so let's just go ahead and get right into it, guys. Let's go ahead and start with how I got to purchase my dream car. So as you all know, my channel is budgeting / manifestation / whatever I want. That's why I named it Rissa Explains It All, because I wanted to be able to talk about multiple things on this channel. So when I started to think about purchasing my dream car, I also did take into account that my page, a lot of subscribers came from the budgeting community. So it did take me a very long time to purchase this car for that reason, because I don't want to set the wrong example for the budget community, but I also do believe in manifestation, and I believe that we're not here to just budget. We're here on earth to enjoy things as well. So hand in hand, what I did is I started budgeting probably about 2 years ago, and it brought me to this point now. So basically what I did before I purchased this car is made sure that I don't have any debt. Now you're gonna say, oh, car is a debt, but when you hear my side of the story, maybe that will be different for you. I don't owe any bills. I pay my bills ahead of time, nothing in collections, things like that. And also, as you guys know, I did receive some money from a family trust fund. So that also did help me make my decision. But I didn't use that money to purchase the car. I used my own money because I did pay off my other car that was on my vision board as well. And I did that first and then purchased my new car. And in reality, I only put $1,000 down on the car. So I didn't like go crazy and break the bank or do something crazy. I still kept in mind that budgeting needs to be number one. So basically what I did is made sure I was out of debt. I feel like the car part, if you don't have any other bills, it's your only like expense, as other than like petty little bills and stuff. I don't think it is considered a debt, just because I could pay it off today if I wanted to. So for me, that's not really a debt since I have the money to pay it off. Now, that being said, you don't want to, for me, when I looked at this car, I made sure it wasn't more than half my annual income. So for example, if you make $100,000 a year, you wouldn't want to go purchase a $50,000 car. I basically budgeted, made sure I could afford it and all that stuff. So now into the manifestation part. I've been manifesting this car for like 4 years or so. My parents will probably tell you that it has been longer. Since I was little. I've always wanted a Range Rover, I don't know. And but I have 2 things that held me back, because obviously if I'm putting it on my vision board each year, like I'll show little pictures of it on my vision board, I put self-doubt and fear into this car before, like not now, like now I'm cool, but in the years prior when I did put it on my vision board, that is because it just wasn't the right time. I knew it wasn't the right time. So when I put it on my vision board those years, I kind of put in the back of my head that I knew I wasn't going to get it. So then what happened is I didn't get it. I also was not specific, and so I put multiple cars in there. I was interested in the Mercedes CLA something, and then also into like a Jaguar SUV. So I put multiple cars in there, and I never put anything in specific, which I've talked about this before. You want to be specific. So in the year of 2020, when I made my vision board, I made sure to put buy Range Rover or buy new Range Rover, something like that. So it was in writing, and it was one car specified, universe knew about it. So I made sure to be very specific on that. I also put my other car in there saying that I wanted to pay it off. So, and that's literally 3 weeks before I purchased this car, I paid off my other car. So, manifesting your dream car. Also, you want a script. I have notebooks where I have written, like, in the future, I'm so happy to be driving in my Range Rover. Stuff like that, being specific. So once you put your intention out there for manifesting your dream car, you also want to look for signs and symbols. So for me, for instance, I drove this car at the beginning of quarantine, which was like, what, February, March? One of those two. And I did not drive off the lot that day with the car because I was still kind of going in between, like, should I purchase it, should I not? So fast forward, I started to see 777. I was like, universe, show me if I need to purchase this car. If not, then we won't do it. So I started seeing 777. Hey guys, just popping in here real quick. Just so you guys know, 777 means like perfect abundance and perfect alignment. So that's why I'm bringing that up, because I kept seeing it. See it on Twitter, on retweets. Like if someone retweeted something, I would see 777. People would send me things and like the date, or not the time, but the date or something would have 777, just something along those lines. But me being me, I was like, no, universe, I gotta test you. I need a more significant sign. So then my sister texts me, and I'll see if I can post it here. And she goes, look, and she sent me a screenshot of 777. And I was like, that's weird. Cause I really didn't tell my family. I was kind of like keeping it on the low just cause I wanted to be able to like be in my mind and really manifest this without any distractions. So she didn't know that. So she sent me that, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's for me. I was like, I've been seeing 777 for the past like 3 weeks. And yeah, that's for me. And she's like, I guess you're on the right path, or she said something like that. So that was one big sign. And then to top it off, my dad, I didn't tell him I was looking for a car either, but he called me one day and was like, he told me, he's like, you know, I drove by this white Range Rover the other day, and he was like, I know Carissa's gonna be mad if I purchase that. And I wouldn't have been, but it was just weird. I was like, oh my, I literally freaked out kind of. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I've been literally looking at this white Range Rover, and I've been debating on if I should get it or not. And then he talked me up to it because he's like, well, why wouldn't you? This has been your dream car forever. So I literally that Saturday after that conversation, I text my salesperson that I was working with, and I told him I'm coming in on Thursday to pick it up. I even purchased the insurance that day, so I couldn't back out of it. And I sent him over the insurance cards. I was like, hey, I purchased insurance. Here are the cards. It starts on Thursday. I'm gonna come pick it up on Thursday. So looking for those different signs and symbols is definitely one way to confirm if it's something that is, if you're on the right path, and if it's something that you are supposed to have. So that is another thing that happened to me when I was manifesting. I also was like, during that time, visualizing it. I'm kind of crazy. Like when I want something, if it's a job or a place like a home, I like to drive by it. And like, for instance, when I manifested this apartment, I would drive by it if I was on that side of town all the time, and be like, okay, visualize, 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 like me driving up to the apartment, like this is mine, this is mine. So I would drive by the car dealership. I'd be like wanting to go look at the car. I'm like, that's my car, that's my car. And the thing is, it's so funny, is because the car salesman, he told me, he was like, you'll want to make a decision quick because our cars sell out fast. And I was like, okay. I was like, we're in quarantine right now in a pandemic. I was like, no one's coming to look at this car. And I was like, plus it's already mine. So I already have it set in my mind that it was mine. I just needed time, and it stayed there for me. So thank you, car, for staying there. And yeah, so that is how I manifested my car, between scripting, vision boards, visualizing, and signs. That is what I did. Now, I do want to bring this up because the reason I wanted to make this video is because not all the time, but most of the time when I see these I manifested videos, it's of somebody who is either a YouTuber, which is fine, obviously I'm doing YouTube, or someone who does like an online business and they're telling their stories about how they made 6 figures in 1 month. And I just want you guys to know, I still work a 9 to 5. I just hustled my butt off, and I'm going to continue to hustle for other things. So for all the 9 to 5ers who have a vision of a car, a house, a trip, whatever, it is possible. I'm proof that you can do both. You don't have to settle because you're in a 9 to 5. Obviously, the goal is to have your own business or start your own business, but that's also subjective to you. There's some people who just want to do 9 to 5s, or there's some people, you know, it just all depends on you. But I just wanted to show that it's possible for anyone to do this, and there's no like get rich quick scheme, or not saying that that's what other people do, but I'm just saying you can do this. If you're a 9 to 5er or whatever job you have, anyone can do this. It's all about visualizing, it's all about believing, all about setting yourself up for success too. So again, back to the budgeting. I wouldn't have purchased this car if I was $100,000 in debt. That's not a smart move. So you want to balance your budget, but also balance your dreams and ambitions and goals so that it all meshes together perfectly, so that it works for you and your lifestyle. So that is how I manifested my dream car. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, let me know. So that is it for my video today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And thank you for everyone who's congratulated me on the car. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.